UFOs exist. The U.S. government found quite a number of them, and they are indeed of non-human origin. Those are the explosive allegations from a former intelligence officer tonight in a whistleblower complaint that the Inspector General is taking very seriously. 36-year-old Air Force veteran David Grusch is exposing what he calls a top-secret military program that has reportedly found wreckage of fully intact UFOs.
Who had UFOs on your 2023 bingo card? Yes, amongst everything else that the government has been hiding from us, I think a lot of us have known that UFOs have been one of the things that they've been hiding for decades. Everybody who's even heard of Area 51 and seen some of the movies, and if you've ever seen a B-2 bomber, the stealth bomber, first time I ever saw a stealth bomber, I'm like, that doesn't look like an airplane. That doesn't look like any technology I've ever seen. I wonder if they modeled that after some alien spacecraft. I actually had that conversation with my wife. We were at the Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea Show. I said, oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. It really looked like an alien spaceship. But now, more and more information is coming out that the United States government has hid from the American people the existence of alien life forms. So we're going to go through this video and do some reaction to it.
The government now calls them UAPs, or unidentified anomalous phenomena.
That's another thing. Why are they changing our language? What's wrong with UFOs? Maybe because they're not flying objects anymore, if they've landed and crashed. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but I kind of like UFOs.
For years, there have been whispers and rumors that the government had aircraft of non-human origin. This report is the first evidence it might be true. The Inspector General has called...
I don't know about that. I don't know if it's the first evidence that it might be true. It may be the first time a whistleblower has come out and blown it out the water and went to the media.
Grusch's complaint urgent and credible. Tonight, we have a world television exclusive interview with the whistleblower in which he claims we not only have the aircraft, but the government has been keeping much of its secret from Congress and from the public. NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Enton is here with the story, and this...
And I don't want to sound like a quack. I'm not some just nut job out here who sees things flying around in the sky and says, oh my God, UFO. But lately, we've been hearing more and more and more of the things that the government thinks that we can't handle for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not really concerned or afraid of UFOs. If they can fly intergalactically, then I don't think we're much of a threat to them. So why worry about it?
This is a blockbuster.
It is a blockbuster. It's really hard to wrap your mind around this. I've been working on this for the past couple of weeks. I'm still having a hard time processing all of it. Over the last couple of years, it sort of became mainstream to discuss UFOs. The government has released videos. They've acknowledged that we don't know what some of this stuff is out there that we have on camera, but this really takes it all to another level. For the very...
If you don't know, with today's satellite imagery and everything we can do with drones and everything that we can pick up in the sky, just by saying you don't know what something is in the sky tells me it's something you're not used to seeing because it's flying too fast, it's got too much acceleration, it can move on a dime. So if it smells like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a UFO.
The first time the world is about to hear from a former high-level U.S. intelligence officer who says the government has some of the unidentified craft in its possession. He is revealing these exclusive details about the secret government program.
Now, does that scare you? The only part that, quote, scares me there, not that they've been hiding the UFOs, but just imagine how much stuff the United States government keeps the public from actually knowing. That's kind of scary.
We're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow.
We have all seen these blurry videos of unidentified flying objects. Video evidence, if you will, that old tales of UFOs may not all be conspiracy theories. In recent years, Congress...
Yeah, conspiracy theory. Everything they don't want you to believe is a conspiracy theory.
Starting an official U.S. government unidentified aerial phenomena task force, recently renamed the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. And now in a NewsNation exclusive, David Grusch, an Air Force veteran, former member of that task force, and veteran of the National Geospatial-Intelligence Agency, is formally blowing the whistle on secrets he says no one has ever shared publicly before.
You are one of the most trusted former intelligence officials in the U.S. defense and intelligence establishment.
Yes, I was.
You were trusted with the most intimate secrets.
Yes.
Grusch sitting down with award-winning investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, who's reporting for NewsNation and has spent years reporting on the UFO question.
What conclusion did you come to at the end of your time on the UAP task force?
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program.
Crash retrieval, meaning that the UFOs are already here. Not sure why they would have crashed. Do they not know how to fly around? But crash retrieval.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
Think about that for a second. We have and have had, probably for decades, actual spacecraft from, let's call the word aliens. That's pretty remarkable.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was, in fact, a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Aliens! We are not alone. They are here. They've been here. They've been coming back and forth, vacationing down here in Florida probably. The aliens are among us. We are not alone. I don't know how people don't understand that and don't see it in this vast universe, this extremely huge galaxy. We are not alone. Don't let that scare you. But it is very interesting that they don't think we could handle that. I'm not sure why.
Grusch alleges the U.S. government has recovered non-human craft for decades. He's filed a whistleblower complaint saying he gave what he calls the classified proof to Congress and the Intelligence Community Inspector General.
If you're right, if you're telling us the truth, everyone, the entire American public, has been lied to for decades. Yeah,
there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
Who killed Kennedy? Who killed Epstein? Where are the UFOs? This is old stuff. They've been hiding things from the American people forever.
Are saying to the human race, for the first time, an official intelligence representative at a high level from the US government is saying publicly, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone. Absolutely, the data points empirically that we're not alone, yeah.
Do we have bodies? Do we have species of
Well, naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And
sometimes you encounter dead pilots. Wow, the movie Independence Day comes to mind. You're telling me we've got someone in some solution somewhere bobbing up and down in a tube, some alien that's crashed here in the past. It's all true. We're not alone. Looks like it.
And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
It's also harder for people to wrap their minds around the concept of a crashed object from somewhere else, it's easier to accept that, yeah, we see things in the sky that we can't explain.
Journalist Leslie Kean broke Grusch's whistleblower story this morning in the debrief. Ms. Kean's career has been mainstream and credible, having written a series of reports on UFOs in the New York Times dating back to 2017.
All of that information is classified. You know, as we said in the story, everything that Grusch told Congress and told the Inspector General of both the IC, the Intelligence Community Inspector General, and the Department of Defense Inspector General, all of that information is classified.
In 2017, Kean reported exclusively in the New York Times that the Pentagon had a secret UFO program. 3 years.
What else does our government not tell us? If you're just walking around blindly and you think that the government, doesn't matter which political party you are with, the government keeps things from you because they don't think you can handle it. Maybe they're right. Maybe there are a lot of people who would be running in the street if they knew that there were aliens among us.
Later, the Pentagon confirmed her story. Her latest report is even more explosive, but Kean says she has multiple sources who back up Grusch's story.
I believe it because of all the sources I have who have told me the same thing. So who am I to doubt these very, very high-level people who have been inside these programs for decades, have done their work, and are all telling me the same thing? I mean, I don't think there's some kind of conspiracy among all these people who don't know each other to make something like this up.
So I've got to be blunt about this. Yeah. You're not making this up. This is not a lie.
No, absolutely not.
Because everybody watching this right now is looking at your face. Mm-hmm. They're going, is this guy for real?
I am for real. And I'm sitting here at great personal risk and obvious professional risk by talking to you today.
Can you imagine the people that may be looking for this guy, trying to shut him up? Imagine walking around corners, seeing the dark shadows in your yard. This guy has gone out and gave us some information that none of us have ever had. And he has told us that aliens are among us. They come here.
He's been on the record under oath, testifying to many of these things that he said in our report tonight.
Right, and it's important to point out that this statement from the Pentagon from Arrow, Grusch is alleging that this top secret program is keeping it a secret from Arrow. So.
Yeah, exactly. And if Grusch what he's saying is true, the spokespeople, all of those folks at that level wouldn't even know this was going on anyway. He also had basically the highest level of classified material information that he was able to receive. We went back and checked over, his history, all of his credentials, check out completely. Unfortunately, there's
in addition, a couple people have come forward publicly to vouch for him, people who are high ranking. They have.
And this article first came out this morning, and I think it's interesting that, there hasn't been any sort of effort to discredit what he has said either from the Defense Department.
So there you have it. We have been visited. They have been going on for decades. They've crashed here. We likely have alien bodies somewhere. And all of this has been secret for decades. How does that make you feel? You feel comfortable with your government? Maybe you're uncomfortable with aliens being amongst us. Maybe you're uncomfortable that aliens are here. We're not alone. I just wonder how that makes you feel. So there's two sides of this. One, are you uncomfortable because now you know, or maybe you still don't believe it? And the other side is, why have we been lied to? Allow us as adults to understand what we're up against. But I don't think we're up against anything. I don't think any aliens have dropped bombs. That's all been man-made. I don't think any aliens have, decided to alter the weather. Maybe that's where the hurricanes and global warming comes from. In any event, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the aliens among us. Talk to you soon.